really good.
Cool. Well, I think we're ready to do your run anytime you like.
Awesome, cool. I don't really have to do a countdown or anything, do I? I can just start whenever?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna start it up here. Alright, so I'm Eazinn, and this is Donkey Kong Country. Earlier today you saw Mr. Zara the Man do 101%, which is the 100% category in this game. This is basically beating the game as fast as possible without any stage skipping. There's quite a few wrong loops in this game that allow you to beat the game in about 8 minutes, so that's why this category is around. The first thing you're going to notice is that I'm rolling a lot, and that's the main thing about this game. You move faster when you roll, and it's like the best way to take care of enemies. So like any time that's not spent rolling is pretty much a waste of time.
That was a different category. We saw the 101% run.
Yeah, that was like early this morning or something, right?
That's correct. We did have that happen early this morning.
Yeah, that was a good run. I saw Zara do that.
Totally impromptu. He didn't know he was going to be doing it. He just filled in at the
It
last
was like 5 in the morning for him, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw a lot of just late night heroes pop up and just do screen runs on like half-hour notice. It's been real solid so far.
Yeah, I didn't know my run was right now. I was about to mow on some Chinese food, to be honest. So, first 2 worlds, 3 worlds even, are very basic. Just a lot of the levels are very linear, so it's a lot of straightforward platforming, and the game really doesn't pick up until about World 4. There's a few tricks. Oh, that's bad. There's a few tricks in coming up in the later worlds, and I'll explain them when I get there. But nothing's really happening for the first little while. So one of the basic mechanics in this game is called extended rolling. Basically, when you let go of the Y button while rolling through an enemy and repress the Y button, you gain an extra roll, so to say. And you'll see that coming up right about here. Right here. I'm gonna extended roll so I can get through the last enemy there, which allows me to make it over that section of 4 Kremlings. If I was to just hold Y, it wouldn't work. I'd like bonk into a platform or something. Good start. Wow, I almost split and ended my timer there. That would have been pretty bad. Muscle memory. It's too strong.
So, I noticed too that. Go on.
So coming up here, you'll notice I made it over that gap. It's another good example of the extended roll in this game. It allows you to make it over otherwise impossible gaps. It's unique to DKC 1. DKC 2 and 3 don't have them. It's a pretty cool trick. Very easy, but you see it in almost any stage, and it's quite cool.
The chat was saying they're the DK, it's weird that in his own game he's kind of not used at all.
Yeah, it's
In DKC2, it's almost all Dixie Kong. So in that game, it's not Diddy, it's Dixie.
Yeah, it's pretty much Diddy Kong Country.
So basically, if you are the title of the game, you don't play at all.
No, that's what it sounds like.
I think all 3 games in the series have that problem. Where even the last game, I don't really watch too much of it. But mostly the babies used most often. I think. So.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, as a kid, I loved playing as Donkey Kong, obviously. But, you know, trying to go fast, he's better in every way. Diddy's faster. He feels more fluent. Like, Donkey actually has input delay on him. Like, a little bit of it. Like, if you try and jump the same way you would with Diddy as you would with Donkey, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, when you're younger, it's like Donkey Kong because he can jump on the fat enemies and kill them.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's enough. You're like, stupid Diddy, do your job. You realize you're wrong the whole time.
Alright, so coming up is the first glitch in the game. You're not really gonna see it too well. It's called a super jump. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get hit next to this wall. Donkey's gonna fly up in the air, and what that does is it saves the state of Donkey jumping infinitely, so when he bounces on the Crusher, he's able to make it into that warp barrel. It's just otherwise inaccessible. You need to grab a tire. And you'll see that later on in World 3 where I skip pretty much an entire stage doing that. Bosses in this game are really, really basic. Nothing much going on in any of the bosses of the game. They really started to pick up more in 2 and 3, but in 1 they really are just a pushover. Funny enough, the only instance of RNG in this game is actually in this boss. And in the World 6 boss. The 2 Neki bosses are the only RNG in Donkey 1.
I was about to say, I know Neki can be a bit other than that. The whole game is just pattern-based.
Yeah, exactly. If you get a whole bunch of high spawns, it can lose you a bit of time, but really not that much. So here's Treetop Town, everyone's favorite level. Oh, see you later. Get to warp out of one of the coolest stages in the game. Alright, so this is the super jump that I was talking about. Basically what's happening is I'm holding B and Y until a certain point on the screen. I have a visual cue and I let go of B at that point. And basically Donkey jumps infinitely until I let go of the jump button. And it's really cool because this is an auto-scroller and it skips the auto-scroller section of this level. Interestingly enough, in this game you can actually skip every single auto-scroller with either an in-game warp or a glitch, which is kind of useful, especially in a speedrun. This is one of the first hard stages in the game. I mean, it is the first hard stage in the game. Everything up to here really was kind of a pushover. There's a lot of these extended rolls where I go over like huge gaps there. Lots of tight platforming. It's just a really cool stage overall. Very sweet, that was good. So coming up, we're going to take a little detour here. Literally cheating. Kappa. What I'm going to do is called Map Warp. And basically there's corners in the overworld and on World 1 and 2, or in World 1, sorry. Like here's a corner and then there's corners down here. And if you press an input on that one frame that you stop on those corners, the game tries to enter you into a stage, but it doesn't know where to send you. So it actually sends me late into Orangutan Gang. And it saves 18 seconds to get a first try warp like I did there.
As a rule in most games, if you make the game confused where you are or where you're supposed to be, things happen. Usually it's terrible, sometimes it's useful.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll put you right here. There you go.
Oh my goodness. I almost died there.
Yeah, Guard's been jumping today. He's a really weird hitbox when I watch runs of this.
Yeah, he really does. In all three games, like, it's like just weird as heck. In 3, he has the best hitbox, or most favorable for the speedrunner, I should say, where you can literally get through anything. 2 is probably the worst. The hitbox on Enguarde in 2 is really bad. But in the last swimming level in the game, Poison Pond, you're gonna see me clipping with Enguarde, like clipping right through enemies, and it's pretty funny. Oops, oh no, I did it. Alright, okay. My timer's okay. Bad habit, man.
I'd be awesome, I just forget to skip all the time. I just never ever hit my splits.
It's funny because live split, like, it still counts the time. So when I went back, it had already gone up a few seconds. So that's kind of useful. So I got hit early on, and that actually really sucks. This stage has a cool trick that I'm not going to be able to show off because I have Donkey. No, that was horrid. Oh, so you notice that I'm mashing through Diddy's and Donkey's dance there? That's called the fanfare skip. And basically you just mash the face buttons, and you can skip the dance animation. Saves like up to a minute. So right here, I jumped above the screen on the rope by holding down, and that allowed me to get into the warp barrel that would only otherwise be accessible by Donkey. Basically, you like jump above the rope and then you roll off of an invisible platform. I think it's even the ceiling, actually. And then you roll into the warp barrel. So finally we get to see Espresso. Probably my favorite animal buddy in the game. It's one of the fastest animal buddies. Unfortunately, we only get to see her here, so enjoy it while it lasts. Espresso's speed in this game is the same like on the ground as in the air. And it's kind of funny because for quite some time, up until like mid-2015, we always thought that she was faster running on the ground, and people like tried to maximize their movement on the ground, supposed to like flying in the air. So, Croctopus Chase. Not really much to say here. It's the longest water level in the game, and the developers thought it was a good idea not to give you the fish in the longest stage in the game. Optimizing the stages is very difficult. I'd say it's the hardest level to optimize. Cutting corners and not bumping up against walls or corners is very hard to do, especially because it's like a 2.5-minute stage.
If you're watching on the stream, you can see like the corners are kind of not guaranteed. Like the edge is not exactly the edge sometimes. You go into the core a little bit before you bump the wall.
Yeah, you have to really be comfortable with like what the hitbox looks like and what it actually is. There's a lot of visual cues I use for when to turn like left or right so that I like make a nice tight corner. It seems to work out most of the time. So this stage is generally known as like the halfway point in the run. Basically, everything up until this point is pretty easy compared to the rest of the run. The next two stages in World 4 are difficult, and all of World 5 and all of World 6 are quite difficult stages. So it really starts picking up here. Starting with Torchlight here. We don't grab the bird because it causes lag, so I'm going to be playing this stage in the dark. Stage also isn't very easy. Rolling on tires in this game is kind of finicky. It's quite easy to just fall and die when rolling on a tire, which you're going to see coming up pretty shortly. And this level is basically a lot of tire rolls and a lot of optimizing movement. Right there, when I turned around, I was manipulating the platform so that I could roll across that chasm and not have to wait for the cycle. It saves about 6 seconds, so it's definitely a good trick. So in the upcoming level, I'm going to be attempting to do a new glitch that was discovered about 3 months ago. It's called a super jump roll. It's basically the combination of 2 glitches that allows me to go through the stage really quickly. And everything in this game is frame perfect, unfortunately, so we'll see if I get it. No, I didn't get it. Rip. To be honest, this stage is probably the best stage in the game to play, so I can't really complain about that. So you notice I am going over a lot of oil drums with fire here, and that's because the hitboxes in this game are quite bad. The only part of the fire that'll actually hurt you is the very middle of the hurt box. So you can roll on the edges, go over top of them. As long as you don't touch the middle, you're fine. So Elevator Antics here is probably the hardest stage in the game, with all the optimal tech, which I will be going for. So bouncing on that snake in that crawl space is 2 frames. Saves about a second though, so it's definitely worth it. But if you're early, you die. So right here I'm going to be manipulating the platforms of the elevator so that this elevator right here that I landed on was where it was. Saves about 2 seconds, so it's quite important to do. Finally, the last water stage in the game, and this stage is quite difficult. There's a lot of mincers, and if you lose your fish, usually you're not getting them back because there's like these long, straight corridors, and Engard is just too fast. You can't catch up to her or him. So right there was me kind of exploiting his hitboxes. I was able to clip through the 3 mincers there with some precise lunges. Alright, so a couple of things just happened here. You're probably noticing Diddy's flying through the air in a cartwheel kind of thing. By running into the minecart with Donkey, it allows you to fly through the stage with Diddy. Like if you get hit, you're able to mash Y and then Diddy will fly through like he can roll and jump infinitely through the stage. I don't know why it works, but it works in all minecart stages, depending on the version of the game you have. The second thing I did was called a jump roll, which is a pretty big deal in this game. Basically put, if you roll on the same frame that you land on an enemy, it confuses the game, and you catapult through the stage that way. So, Blackout Basement. This stage is quite difficult. Lots of extended rolling, lots of hard platforming. The thing about this stage is the lights go on and off in 62 frame intervals, so there's nothing random about the stage, but if you make a mistake, or you start adding something new, then your light pattern is going to be different, and it can throw you off. It even throws me off sometimes, and I've been playing this game for like close to 2 years. Definitely the best boss in the game here. This guy literally kills himself. So cool thing with Donkey, if you press down, forward, and Y on the same frame, he like slaps but slides at the same time. It's kind of cool. Purely useless, but it's a cool glitch. Alright, so World 6. If anyone has seen me or other people run this game, you know what's coming up. In this stage there are 2 jump rolls. One saves 55 seconds and the other one saves 43 seconds. And in an RTA, all of your runs come here to die. Literally 30 or 40% of your runs are going to make it past this point just because the trick is that difficult. And that's just the way this game is. So hopefully I get one of them. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay. So I got the faster one, but it's not over yet. There's still 2 bees that I need to maneuver over. And I can die very easily to them. So hopefully I get past this here. No, okay. That sucks, but whatever. That's a risk you take going for that jump roll. Depending on your height that you get coming out of the jump roll determines how many frames you're gonna have to get by the bee. And like, it looked like I had about 3 or 4 frames to get over the bees there. You can get up to 7 frames if you're like really high up when you start the jump roll. So now I have to play through this auto-scroller because I'm bad, but that's okay. Interestingly enough, I timed it, and getting the Kremta jump roll, the one I just got, and dying is actually faster than playing the entire stage without a jump roll, so I'm still saving a little bit of time over the natural route, but not as much as I would have. So now it's Rambi's time to shine. This guy's input delay, it's bad. Like, it's like 4 or 5 frames or something, and you gotta get used to it. Wow, that's a good start. Alright, let's just forget that happened. But yeah, Rambi is really hard to control. If he gets too close to an enemy, he'll do this like auto lunge thing, and then you can't jump right after that. So you have to time your jumps accordingly, or else you'll just die. So he gets the Yoshi treatment here. Kill the animals, of course. But it is faster to use him through the stage, as opposed to going with just Diddy. So this is my last chance at the super jump roll that I was trying to explain. Hopefully I get it so you guys can see what it is. Nope. Never lucky. Oh, I'm dead. That's cool. Dang, how did that happen? I think that was my first death in the run. Oh no, I died going for the jump roll. In the other stage.
You had 2 big tricks. One you said would probably end most runs.
That's pretty much this game in a nutshell. The 2 stages that I tried to do the super jump roll in are really good stages, so I don't feel bad failing them and getting to play through these stages. Like, this is a really awesome, long stage, just pure platforming. Lots of optimizing, just like your roll movement and stuff. And then Oil Drum Alley is just a classic stage. So even though it loses time, I really don't mind. Last two stages in the game here. This is the last stage you play in the dark. And I don't really grab any of the on-off barrels unless they're in my way, like these two are. I guess that one is too. So I'm going to skip the halfway barrel because it actually causes lag. So if I die, that really sucks. Nice. Coming up is Platform Perils, arguably the hardest stage in the game. But there is one last jump roll in this stage. Holy moly. I almost died there again. This jump roll only saves 8 seconds, so it's really not as big as the other ones were in the previous stage. But I did finally get one, so that's nice. So you can see like all the stuff that's going on around Diddy. I'd have to platform on that, and it's quite difficult to do. Honestly, it's much better to just get the jump roll. Not just because it's faster, but because it's so much easier. Like, the end of the stage is very difficult, and it can be quite stressful if you're like on a good run. And dying here it totally sucks, so... So now it's a return to Neki. This guy is actually probably pretty difficult to optimize. There's these things called double hits on the 4th and 5th phase if he spawns low like this. Oh, I messed it up. Dang it. But you can jump over 2 of the nuts he shoots out and hit him on the head for like an instant hit. But besides that, there's not really much in the bosses. This is like the only somewhat hard boss in the game. I guess K. Rool is also kind of hard. If you want to get optimal hits, it can be pretty scary. Because you want to hit him as soon as he throws his crown. For what we call crownless hits. So this is pretty much the game. That went by a lot faster than I thought. I've been sick the last 2 days, so I hope I didn't sound too awful. I hope you enjoyed the game. Oops. Oh my goodness, I got confused where I was. Okay. Should pay attention, I guess. But yeah, if you're interested in learning DKC or you want to see where we keep our times and all that stuff, go to dkcspeedruns.com. We have Wikipedia, like a detailed Wikipedia for all 3 games, and leaderboards for all 3 games, guides, like lists of tricks and stuff. It's really quite useful. Definitely something to check out. Alright, game's over. Time to go home.
The credits. I love the credits.
Me too. First time I ever saw this, I was like, wait, what? As a kid, you don't really pick up on the bad spelling and the K's everywhere. Looks like I'm just gonna miss sub 35. I don't even remember what I set my estimate to, but I'm pretty sure I'm under. That's a pretty good time. For the mistakes I made in not getting jump roll in 6-1, it's pretty good.
The estimate I saw was 40 minutes. So we were
Nice, that's a comfortable estimate.
good stuff.
Cool, thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for going, Eazinn.
Yep.
I'll see you.
Awesome, I'm gonna head off.
Jump roll. Oh, back already. Alrighty.
Alright.
Great. Have a good
Thanks
night.
very much for the run.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.